Okay, I am back. Boy, this has been very interesting and exciting what GoToWebinar is doing right now. Um, Everybody's coming back now. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, go ahead and please just let me know that you can hear me. You can go ahead and type something into chat, or at least just let me know. I've been getting a couple of text messages. And I want to make sure, obviously, you can all hear me. So we will pick it up where we left off. Okay. So I apologize again. Holy cow! This has been a crazy day that started very early. Now, what I wanted to do was I wanted to just introduce some of the team members, and Laura Pace is one of them. Now, when you look at this, you might wonder. Um, a little bit about Lore, but the one thing that you can tell is he absolutely loves his family, and he also loves some science fiction as well. But Lore is a great guy. He loves synergy. He is the president of the cardio group, and he's really been very instrumental in the development of this system. And so that's Lore. If you want to know which one he is, in the lower right hand corner, he's the one with the hat, and straight up above him, he's the one with the goggles. But Lore's a great guy, has a great sense of humor, and has really done a great job with with what we've been doing with the Team 5 Star manual. Um, my probably my second favorite quote is this: "Man who stand on a hill with mouth open will wait long time for roast duck to drop in." We don't want to stand around and wait. Like I said, many people ask us if they what do they do next? What should they do to grow their synergy business? And so with obviously we say, well, you have to take action for sure, but we have to have something that we can take action with, something that's simple and duplicatable, something that maybe somebody who's not as good as a salesperson as us maybe can still go out and they can have really good success with their synergy business. And that's what the whole thought process behind Team 5 Star and the roadmap to success is. The first thing that we've done with Roadmap to Success, we've divided into 3 sections. Fire up your engine, which is the first 24. Get it in gear, which is the next 3 days, and then full throttle the next 14. And we've made it very simple, step by step, so you know, and you can tell people exactly what we want to do. And what I was talking about before, and why I was showing you some pictures of my Laura's family, some pictures of Laura and of myself and some of my passions. It's because that helps us in identifying our why. And that's the first thing that we're going to have you do. Because when the going gets tough, when the days get a little long, when sometimes you have challenges, when you understand what your why is and what you're working for, you work through those things much, much better. And you have more patience and with your business. And sometimes that's very much needed. Um, we also, the next step then is what level of commitment do you have? So many times, and many leaders on this call tonight can attest to this, that so many people will say they really want to have great success in their synergy business, but they're really not willing to put the time or effort into it that they need to. So now the commitment level isn't where it needs to be, but then they get a little bit frustrated because
but then we get a little bit frustrated because
they don't see where their synergy business growing, and they don't see that they're having success, and so they get frustrated, and a lot of times they just maybe they quit working their business. They get discouraged. But it's really important that we help everybody in our organizations understand what their level of commitment really is. Part of the first 24 is starting your success story, and that's important as well because we have a really unique company where people can actually uh, they with their own personal experience with the products, it just creates and develops and enhances their belief level, and it allows them to really have a personal experience that they can share, which is really important. It's pretty specific when we want everyone to start their success story. It's, here's the start date. What's your financial situation? Quality of sleep, energy levels, blood pressure. So then they have kind of a starting point, and so when they hit the stop date, they can go back, because sometimes we don't really realize it. Laura was talking to somebody the other day that said, "Man, I haven't felt much level difference in energy. And Laura said, "Well, how about are you sleep better?" And he said, "Wow, come to think of it, I'm sleeping a lot better." And so there's a lot of things that we want to kind of have that, kind of that starting point. We then go into the next three, and with the roadmap to success, and I'll show you in just a minute exactly what you'll be getting. This manual, very comprehensive, and page by page tells you what you want to do. So get it in gear. Now we start going into the training mode and goal setting mode. And with that, we all know is very, very important. And sometimes people kind of scoff at goal setting. Oh, well, yeah, I don't really need to set my goals. But, we need to be specific in where we want to be. And we need to be specific on the goals and make sure that they're not too high, that they're not too low. And one thing that's really important, as we found out, is, as somebody gets a check and as somebody gets to the point that they're getting their product for free, that really gets them even more ingrained in their synergy business, because now they're getting their product for free. And so part of our goals, and I'll show you here in just a minute, the first goal is how to get your product for free. And from that point, what do you need to do exactly to get your product for free? And then the second goal, how do you make an extra $500 a month? And what do you need to do exactly? Goal setting is very important, and we, obviously cover that very well. Another thing that we covered in the roadmap to success is something we've been talking about a while with Synergy Worldwide, and it's called convergence. I won't spend much time on it, but it's when 5 elements come together at the same time and create an opportunity of a lifetime. When you get your manual, when you get your roadmap to success kit, you'll read through this and you'll understand company, timing, trends, why those things are so important, product, and then, of course, compensation. But we have a fantastic opportunity here in North America with Synergy Worldwide right now. We have some really good leaders that have been working hard, but it's the tip of the iceberg for what we can do and what we're going to do here in this market. So up until this point, with the system, you've seen there's some personal things that you need to do, and that can be done in the first couple of days, because we want people to get excited, to get educated, to understand why this is so unique, to be taking the product, and to be out there growing their business. One of the biggest things that it was kind of a aha moment for me. We have a medical device that many Synergy reps are selling to doctors and helping doctors get set up on a program where they're building residual income through sales of Proarginine. But, in Asia, and Mr. Huang, I talk about a lot, very proud of him. He's used the MACPA screening device for a few years now, and it's a very big, very key point of his success. And let me just give you an example. I talked to you about how we come down to Vegas and we screen people. Now, these people don't know anything about us. They don't, most of them, about Synergy, L-arginine, Proarginine. And if I sat down with somebody and I just talked to them about it, maybe I'm a decent salesman. Maybe I can talk to them about all the great points of the company and the manufacturing process and obviously the product and all those things. But when I sit down and when I screen somebody with the MACPA device, it changes everything, because now they see their numbers right in front of them and they see where they are and how many scoops they need to do. And we can retest them so they can see what progress they've made. It makes a big difference when somebody all of a sudden on the computer right in front of them, or on the phone, or which the MACPA works on Androids as well as Samsung, tablets, when they see their own numbers, it gets very, very personal. And I've seen it firsthand from the first event we did down here. And we started, people would sit down with us, not knowing anything about us. And in 10 minutes are very, very interested in buying product. And I would say, and I've talked to Bill Stiles about this, and he says over 1/3 of the people he screens buy product. That's a big part of our strategy with the Roadmap to Success, is bringing in customers. We know that the company launched a few months ago, promotion that promoted you getting 2 customers and 1 to 2 team members, because it's good to have that balance. And if you're out working your business, if you're really serious about growing your Synergy business, and you're screening with the MACPA, you're screening people, it's activity, it's action, you are going to grow your business. And this has been something that for many years, like I said, there have been people having great success in other markets, and we now have the opportunity to have that success here in this market. Something else that happens a lot is people say, what should I say? Now, one thing that we encourage and almost require is when you get your Roadmap to Success kit, you're going to fill out who's your upline and who's that information. Because we don't want you to go right out, get the kit and start screening and not knowing how to do it. Maybe not having the right answers. Maybe we're talking or trying to almost diagnose, which we know we can't do. So in this kit, you'll get this flip chart, or this laminated page, I guess. It's one page, and it kind of goes from top left going down. Universal Health Solutions. This is where we get the device from, and they're a publicly traded company on the London Stock Exchange. And of course, when we screen people, we see that cardiovascular health is a big issue. And so we wanted to go out and we wanted to find out what the solution was, which is L-arginine. In 1998, Dr. Ignarro and 2 other doctors won the Nobel Prize for the discovery of nitric oxide. And as you see in the lower left, here's the main benefits: normalized blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. So obviously there's a number of L-arginine products out there. So we wanted to make sure that we got the highest quality product. And so with Synergy Worldwide, owned by Nature Sunshine, NASDAQ, in business for 43 years, 518 credit rating, Forbes, America's most trustworthy companies, that then brings credibility to obviously the product that we are selling. Because remember, we've just screened them and they want to know about what is the device. They want to know about what the solution would be for them. And then we just introduce them to ProArginine. And it's simple. Let me just read you the first line that's in the physician's desk reference from the current edition. ProArginine is the highest quality L-arginine supplement in the world. I don't really even need to go on. I mean, it's unbelievable what it says in there. So the credibility that we have. Now you're sitting down and you're screening maybe family, friends, people that work, people, and like I said, in different groups. They don't know much about, a lot of them don't know about what you're doing with Synergy or who Synergy is or what the product is. We need to build that credibility with the device to get them their numbers, and then the solution. And then as you see in the bottom right-hand corner, if they screened a B on our device, that's 2 scoops a day. And oh yeah, by the way, there's a 120-day money-back guarantee. Who's ever heard of a 120-day money-back guarantee on product? You can use 98% of it, box it up, send it back, and get your money back. That shows you right there, and is a huge testament to the great product that we have at Synergy. So you can see the system, and I'm going to show you in more detail in just a second. But when you screen somebody, it changes things. It makes them take it more seriously. They look at it differently. They look at us differently. They really it really helps us with kind of a third-party validation of what we're doing. So that's included also in the kit. Now, the other thing that we talk about in the kit is how to create your contact list. Now, a lot of us know how to do that, but a lot of people coming into the business, they say, well, I'm not sure who I should contact, and I really don't want to contact my family and friends. Well, the bottom line is, if they understand the true impact, the quality of this product and what it does for people, the first people they're going to want to talk to is their family and friends, the people they care about the most. But we cover about how you create a contact list in the system. Now, what you're seeing now is basically our system in a nutshell. This is included. It's a map. It's a big, I think it's 2 by 3 feet. You throw this on your wall, and it's going to be your roadmap. Now, the organization, many network marketing companies, the organization goes from the top down. Well, we're going from the bottom up. This is the ride of your life, and you can see the roads that connect the different positions. And to the left in the middle, you see road trip number 1, free product. How do you get free product? You're going to go out and you're going to bring in 5 new customers and 2 new distributors in month 1. Now, we talk about you screening 20 people a month, 5 people a week, and you're going to be able to accomplish that. If you really think about it, that's not a lot. Family, friends, people that you know, neighbors, people at your office. We should be out there. We have the desire to really go out and really introduce this product to a lot of people. And with the device now, it brings a much different angle. And if I'm out there screening 5 people, just 5 people in a week, I know that in 1 month, I'm going to, of those 20 people, at least 5 of them are going to become customers, and at least 1 to 2 of them will have an interest in the business. So this is on your wall, and you see where it says me in the middle. And then to your left and to your right, you're going to write in the people that you're bringing in. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to match exactly your organization, because you're going to sign up some people that maybe aren't working as hard or maybe aren't doing some things. So when you get this, we suggest that you get it laminated and you get a dry erase pen, and you write in that name. It can change a little bit. So maybe I put Laura. Let's say I signed up Laura and put him on my left side, and then Laura signed. Then I signed up Ralph and put him on Laura's left side. Well, maybe Ralph, in 2 months, he got a job. He's working 60 hours a week, and he's just too busy. I can go ahead and I can adjust this, because this is my map to my success and those people that I'm working with that are having success. You see road trip number 2, free car. That's $500 a month. And road trip 3, equivalent to what a free cruise with. But what's important is, as we help in the system, we help people identify their goals. Their first goal is get your product for free. Your second goal is make $500 extra a month. So we want to show a clear, precise path of how they can go and they can do that. You see in the bottom left, there's a quick reference. And then the bottom right is what we call the recruiting cycle. The recruiting cycle is a 6-step, I don't want to say program, it's a 6-step process that really is very simple, very easy to duplicate. And of course, that's what we want to do. Obviously, we want to duplicate. We want to be able to have everybody who comes in be able to get started right away, and really be able to show people in a very simple way how they can go and have success with this simple system. Step 1, creating your why. It refers to the manual, which I'll show you in just a minute, but pages 12 to 14. So this is kind of your core basic recruiting cycle. Do your goals support your why? Now you see that little dotted line. That's for the second time through. I'll get to that in just a second. So step 2, make your list. Well, you can reference pages 41 through 46 to see how you need to make your list and what are the important points about that. Step 3, invite. So I'm going to invite the contacts to watch a short video at synergyscoop.com. Now, Synergy Scoop is our website, and that's the first step of what I'm going to really go out, contact people, and bring them into the system. So let's say that Laura's a friend of mine. I call up Laura and I say, Laura, I'm really excited to show you something. Do you have just a couple of minutes? Sure. Okay, get in front of your computer and go to synergyscoop.com. And on synergyscoop.com, you're going to see 2 videos. The first video is kind of a hybrid of videos that Marty Holker and I have been working on for a number of years. It's about 3 minutes. And then the next video is a testimonial video. So be on the phone with your person, or watch it in person with your contact as they watch this, because it really is an excellent video that introduces the problem. It introduces the solution, but it's a great way to really pique their interest. So first step, you watch synergyscoop.com. After they've watched that, say, now, it's really interesting. I thought of you. Maybe it's a good friend who has heart history, cardiovascular disease history in their family, or whatever. But say, now, that's really interesting. And what do you think? Well, yeah, that is really interesting, really compelling. Well, now go to synergyscoop.com/, in my case, it would be Mark. And I just want to show you a couple of more websites. So now we go to synergyscoop.com/Mark. Now, this is included in the kit. Every one of you will have your own personal site, and it's a very simple site. Now, for those of you that have already bought this, you can send an email to info@team5star.com, 5starglobal.com, or you can call us at the office. You know all of us, and we're going to get your site set up. So you will have your own site. So to review, I call them, we watch a 3-minute video here, we watch some testimonials. I then invite them to watch the next video, which is the Alan Thicke infomercial, which was very well done by Dane Orge and his team. And it talks a little more, obviously, about the product, but adds credibility also to what we're doing. Then we have them watch an opportunity video. It's on that same page. I cut it up into 2 slides, but the first, on your synergyscoop.com site, your personal site, the first video is the Alan Thicke video. The next one is a business opportunity video that's talking about the opportunity that exists out there. Because with a company as great as Synergy, many times we don't talk about the opportunity, we just talk about the product. We have to remember that like we talked about this last weekend at the event in at Thanksgiving Point, the BBC. We don't be afraid for somebody to say no. People aren't going to be offended. People might watch and say, well, you know what, I'm not really interested in the business, but tell me more about the product, or whatever the case might be. But we want to introduce the opportunity to them here as part of a tremendous opportunity. An opportunity to impact people's health, change people's lives, and also, if you so choose, an opportunity to change your financial situation. So once they watch that, right below that, we then invite them to a webinar. Now, our webinar schedule, which is down here, right here, we're going to have Tuesday and Thursday opportunity webinars, every Tuesday and Thursday. Now, I believe we're going to have them at 7:30 instead of 7. But we will get that out to everybody who has a kit. Obviously, we're going to get that webinar schedule out and let people bring them now to a webinar. And what is the webinar going to cover? Well, the problem with cardiovascular health, the issues that there are, the economic issues, the challenges that we face, the product solution and the health solution that everybody's looking for, the opportunity to join a team, to be a part of a company that you can go out and you can impact people's lives, and you can have a very, very good cash flow business as well. And so we will cover all of that on the webinars on Tuesday and Thursday. And then let me get back to the recruiting cycle. Then we put optional, because you don't have to buy a kit. You don't have to use the MacPaw. I think it's huge. I think it's really important to have that as part of your business, but you don't have to. If you don't have a MacPaw, you can still take them through this process, and you can then go to step 6, which is, sign up your contacts as customers or distributors. Now, we tell you that your first 5 people that you're talking to, you 3-way them in with your upline, whether it be your sponsor or somebody in your upline, and have them help you close. Because as an example, in Korea, Mr. Huang's system, he has people bring in 10 customers and go to a number of trainings before they can even talk to anyone about the business. If I send somebody out, give them a kit, they screen somebody, and they're trying to do this whole process, and they're new to Synergy, maybe they're new to the business, there's a good chance that they're going to fail. But if you're their upline and they're calling you, which is what we want as an upline, and we're helping them close. Now, remember, they've been through Synergy Scoop. They've been through your Synergy Scoop website. They've watched a webinar. They know enough to make a very good, and hopefully they're excited to make a decision to join either as a customer or as a distributor. Now, one thing that I recommend is when you have the MacPaw and you invite them to the webinar, you say, look, before the webinar on Tuesday, I'd like to stop by your house or have you come by. I want to screen you with this device I have. It's really awesome. It's going to show you, kind of give you a snapshot of your cardiovascular health. If you can do that before the webinar, that's great. If it's not done before the webinar, a lot of people after the webinar are going to say, wow, I want you to screen me. But if I have somebody in Florida that's in my organization that I just bring in, I don't have to screen them to make the system work. And that's very, very important. I think it's important that we have that. It's really something that really enhances and increases our chance for success. But that is, like it says, that is an optional step. So let me go over. Let me just actually bring Laura in here for a second and have Laura talk a little bit about the MacPaw, just in real simple terms, Laura. And I know we're a little bit behind schedule, but just what is it that what exactly does that MacPaw do, and why you've seen it as a game changer for your business?
Okay, first of all, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so a couple things. I mean, I'm going to explain what it is and then kind of explain how we're using it down here. So the first thing is for those that don't know, we actually sell a FDA-approved Class 2 medical device to doctors. It's called a plethysmograph, and it's very detailed, and we can only sell that to healthcare practitioners. Well, the MacPaw is based on that same type of technology, except where the Max Pulse gives us all the detail specifically that a doctor can use and diagnose and treat their patients with. It gathers the same information, but then takes all of that information, comes up with a total score or a composite score we call a wellness score. So it isn't quite as detailed, doesn't give us specifics, but the reason we do that is so that anybody can buy the MacPaw. And so what happens is a person will get their score, their wellness score, and their wellness type. They'll take the product, and they'll show that their scores are actually improving. And the way that I kind of use it is I'll set it up first and explain to them that what we're going to be doing is, as we gather this information and the score for them, we'll compare it against men or women their age and their wellness score, and we'll see if they're above average, average, or below average. And so the scale goes from 0 to 100. And just like you take a test in school, you want to be as close to 100 as possible. And so when someone tests as a 5 or a 12, or today I tested someone as an 11, that's when you kind of take the 2x4 and kind of stop them across the face and they're going, oh my gosh. They take the big gulp, say a couple of swear words and say, okay, I need to do something. It's time for a change. And so I'm going to give you two examples. But I mean, as Mark was saying, we're at the Vegas show right now. I was screening a couple this morning. I tested the wife, and Mark, you may have saw her husband. When she stepped away, he was literally just shaking and was tearing up. You know, her score was a very poor score, and he says, I will do anything. Tell me what I have to do. I can't lose my wife. And so many times when we're doing this, it turns into a very emotional thing, because many times either it's the first time they're seeing it, or we're just reinforcing what they already thought was going to happen anyway. A lot of times they'll sit down and, man, I just don't know. And then when we pull up their score and it's not good, it just verifies with them what they already knew, and now it's time for a change. There's another couple we were screening here today as well. And when I screened them, they ended up buying a jumbo jar. And, I mean, the cell's done, and we're ready to move on to the next group. And the wife isn't moving. She's just sitting there, and her bottom lip is quivering. I said, well, you know, sometimes when people buy product, they start to see results, they want to share it with their friends and family. And then she turned to her husband and was starting to cry, and she said, honey, I want to buy a box for my dad. And he says, okay, let's do that. And so what happens is the MacPaw, as Mark has been saying, is a game changer. It takes it from, hey, we're just talking about this great product, has a lot of research, to now we're talking about you and your score, and when I compare you, this is your benchmark against your peers, guess what? You're not doing very well. Now you can choose to ignore that, or you can choose to make a change and do something about it. And so we're having great success. And as Mark said too, I mean, we come down to the show, they're like, why are you here? There's no reason we should be at a real estate show. But when they start hearing our message and then we test them, and now, I mean, this morning again, I had another couple, and the guy said, he goes, you're an answer to prayers. I'm so glad you're here. We didn't come here for this, but you're giving me what I need. 2 months ago, we were doing another show, and I was talking to this guy. He's 30 years old, and he said, it's great. My dad, you know, I've got these houses and condos and this land, and it's awesome. And he starts to cry, and he says, but I wish my dad was here. I'd rather have my dad than all of this stuff. And so the system that we've created is awesome. It actually gives you, you know, I realize there's many people on the call, but hey, you know what to do, and that's great. But a lot of people that we're recruiting and a lot of people we're approaching have never done this before. They have no idea what to do. And so that's why this system has been created, is to take those people so that we can duplicate it. It makes no sense. I can work 100 hours a week, but at some point I got to sleep, and so I got to be able to duplicate, and that's what the system does. And so we're really happy to introduce this to you guys and the system. And one last thing, this isn't something that we're throwing together. Man, it sure would be great if this worked. This is something when Mark goes through the laminate sheets and stuff, we're using those right now here at the show. It isn't maybe this works. This is what we're using. We're getting great success. It works. And so we're glad you guys are on the call, and hope you guys will take it and run with it like we are.
Awesome, Laura. Thank you very much and very well said. We're going to move along really quickly. We just have about 10 more minutes. But Laura's exactly right. And as you know, Laura's very passionate about it. And I love it because we see it every day. And people are so grateful to have the opportunity for us to introduce them to a product that is just such a life-changing product. So you can see with the recruiting cycle, steps 1 through 6, and then you repeat. And that dotted line for your second time around, do you need to update your why and or your goals? Do you need to evaluate your level of commitment? It's very, very important. We don't want to set people up to fail. We want to help them succeed. And if they're willing to commit to the business, and they're going to be willing to commit to this, if they're not having success, it's because they're not screening people. If they're not having success, it's because they're not having people on the opportunity webinars. We will also be having regional meetings, and we'll be having an annual meeting in Utah for all Team 5-star members to come in and roadmap to success, guys. I want to do it around some motorcycles. Let's rent some motorcycles and cruise around Utah and learn and share and have a great time. But it really is something that if somebody in my organization is saying, well, I'm having a tough time growing my business. Well, did you screen 25 people this week? How many of those people did you get on the webinar? Did you walk them through the system? That's all. Very, very simple. So as I said, just a quick review, you'll get this is your own personal site, and then you'll register them for the webinar. Now, you'll also get a back office included in this, which is we're not completely done with yet, but very close, and it's team5starglobal.com. And this is going to be your resource center. Now, if you want to buy this, if you're on the call and don't have this kit yet, you can click on that button, the Buy Now Game Changer Kit, and you can buy it. And I'll give you the price here in just 1 second. But this is also going to be, as you see in the middle, your login. Well, you will log in, and it'll be your back office. There's going to be an application, an accountability app for you that you download onto your phone, that the things that you need to be doing, it's going to make sure that you're doing, paying attention to what we need to be paying attention to. There'll be a lot of fun things. That is my chopper there, right there, cruising down the road. And there's going to be a lot of cool things in your back office. So you're going to get your 2 websites, your Synergy Scoop website, and also this Team 5-star website. And this is your business, kind of your dashboard. Included in the kit, you're going to get, of course, all the training. You're going to get my book. Maybe you have it. If you do, you can read it again or give it to somebody. You're going to also get the No More Heart Disease book, which is huge. You're going to get the manual, which is the step-by-step, and that's right in between my book and the No More Heart Disease on the screen. It's great. You can start right away recruiting within just a couple of days of signing up. But you're going to get the device and everything that comes with that. You're going to get the books. You're going to get the little flip charts, the laminates. We also have one that has a picture of the PDR, the physician desk reference, and what's going on with that. Some very important things. You're getting your websites, the synergyscoop.com, team5starglobal.com, and actually that American Molecule, that's not included because this is kind of replacing that. And you know how awesome the Miracle Molecule and the videos. There's a lot of those same videos that you'll be using. And then you'll be getting some other things. Like I said, Saturday morning, every Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to have an opportunity webinar. And my good friend and somebody I was very fortunate to sponsor, Marty Holker, we were talking about trainings, and he suggested, boy, have one every Saturday morning. And it's going to be rotating. So every month we're going to have a training 1, 2, 3, 4 every Saturday morning for all Roadmap to Success members. One will be training on the Roadmap to Success. Number 2, the next week will be specifically MACPA training. Number 3 will be company and compensation plan. And number 4, product. So you're bringing people into the business, and they're also tapping into a weekly training every Saturday morning that's going to just give them more ammo and more reason, more excitement, enthusiasm, desire to grow their Synergy business. Like I said, we'll also be having Super Saturdays in different areas of the country. I'm going to go with Dr. Jim to South Dakota. We were in Los Angeles maybe it's about 6 weeks ago now. We're going to be in Dallas this next week. There's a lot of great things that are going to be happening around that. In closing, you guys know, most of you know me personally. You know what really drives me, and also Laura, our whole team. It's the impact that we can have, and I'm really, really grateful to be a part of a company like Synergy that lets me get impact just from introducing the product, lets me give impact by introducing them to a financial opportunity, and also allows me to make more money to be able to have an impact in many, many areas of the world with our Synergy leadership leading the way. So that's obviously a big part of what we want to do, and I just wanted to go back to this real quick and let you know, if you don't have a Roadmap to Success kit, go to team5starglobal.com or team5starglobal.com and click on that button, and you can go ahead and get that. You can call our office as well, 801-492-4845. If you already have your kit, you can also call our office to get your Synergy Scoop website set up. But we believe that we have something here that I haven't seen since I've joined Synergy. And there's been a lot of really good systems and a lot of really good people. But I think this is something, and some that have had great success. But what I wanted to do with this Roadmap to Success is I wanted to give you all the tools. I wanted to give you a roadmap of how you can go about getting your product for free, and how you can go about making money in this business, and what your goals are. And let you bring other people in and have it be duplicatable, simple. Somebody can take this around, and you'll get this laminate also, your 6-step recruiting cycle. You go and you follow that. Now, some people are going to say no. Some people aren't going to be interested. Some people say whatever. That's okay. Of course, not everybody's going to say yes, but we go find those people. We screen 5 people a week. We get them on Synergy Scoop. We get them on our Synergy Scoop. We walk them through this process. You are going to have success with your Synergy business. It's simple, it's clear, it's easy to understand. So we want to take care of that part of the work for you, giving you this entire package. And you see some other things. You're going to get DVD that a lot of you have. There's going to be some informational things you get as well. But this kit, when you get it, that is your business in a box. You are ready to go grow your Synergy business. You're ready to follow a system that's very specific. You're ready to have a device that's that game changer that changes everything when we sit down and screen somebody. And you're going to get the training from us, the follow-up on our webinars, on our trainings in person, on our Saturday morning leadership trainings. And think about this. My last thing. If I bring somebody in and they're new to the business, they don't really know what to do, but I say, look, I've got this Roadmap to Success that I'm using. You need to get involved, and you need to go now start screening your people. It's not go do it, good luck. It's, hey, this Saturday you got to tap in. We got our training every Saturday. You're giving a schedule. It's a commitment level on their part. If somebody's not willing to work the business, why should they be making any money with the business or having any success? We've got to commit to it. We got to commit to a system, and we got to have something that people can grab onto and people can be held accountable for. And that's what I believe, that's what I believe this system is. Last quote, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. We repeatedly are out there bringing people through this system, and we are going to really help them understand how they can have success and hold them accountable if they're not. I'm very appreciative of the people that have given input on this system, from corporate to Marty. Laura spent so much time. Dr. Jim's been giving us great input. So many of you, I really appreciate it. And I'm really excited about the launch of this system. And I wish you all the best in your Synergy business, whether it's with this system or however you want to grow your business. But the bottom line is the opportunity, the timing here in North America, if we go out and we work it, and we understand what we need to do, which now you do, we're going to just blow up this North American market. I look forward to that. So thanks again for your time tonight. Thanks for joining us. We will be sending out everybody who has a kit. The webinar schedule will not start this Saturday. It will start a week from Saturday, but our opportunity webinars will start next Tuesday night. We'll send out that schedule. Hope to see you and many of your people on it, and having great success with Synergy. So thanks again. Have a great night, and best of success.